Kirk Douglas, the Golden Age Hollywood titan whose power, passion, and presence defined an entire era, was more than just a movie star. He was a symbol of determination, resilience, and raw ambition. But for years after his passing, shocking revelations from his family have brought to light a side of Douglas the world never truly knew. The truth they've exposed paints a picture that is both heartbreaking and inspiring, revealing the struggles, secrets, and sacrifices behind the man who helped shape Hollywood itself. What his family has shared doesn't just rewrite his legacy, it humanizes it. Kirk Douglas was born into poverty, the son of illiterate Russian immigrants who struggled to survive in America. From those humble beginnings, he clawed his way to the top, driven by an unshakable hunger to succeed. His rise was nothing short of extraordinary, from sleeping on the streets to starring in some of the most iconic films in cinematic history, including Spartacus, Paths of Glory, and Champion. But behind the fame and the fame-fueled grin was a man tormented by inner conflict, guilt, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. Now, years after his death, his family has opened up about the toll that pursuit truly took. In interviews and memoirs, his sons, including Michael Douglas, have revealed that Kirk was both a hero and a deeply flawed man. To the world, he was indestructible, the ultimate tough guy. But at home, he was often distant, demanding, and consumed by his work. Michael once admitted that growing up with Kirk was like living in the shadow of a giant, both inspiring and suffocating. Kirk wanted to give his children everything he never had, yet his intensity sometimes pushed them away. He was a force of nature, Michael said, but you couldn't always reach him. Despite his fame, Kirk's personal battles were as dramatic as any of his films. His family spoke of his struggle with survivor's guilt. After a helicopter crash in 1991 that killed 2 people and left him badly injured, the accident changed him forever, physically and emotionally. He faced years of pain and self-reflection, questioning why he survived when others didn't. That moment, his family says, broke something inside him, but it also ignited a deeper sense of purpose. He began dedicating his later years to philanthropy, donating millions to hospitals, schools, and charities. He wanted to leave the world better than he found it, Michael said. But not all of his secrets were heroic. Behind the glamour of old Hollywood, Kirk Douglas was surrounded by whispers, controversies, and moral conflicts that his family has now acknowledged with painful honesty. They admit he wasn't perfect, he made mistakes, hurt people, and struggled with the moral compromises of fame. He lived in a time when power could excuse behavior, one family member said. But he carried the guilt of that power for the rest of his life. These revelations don't destroy his legacy, they make it more real. More human. In his later years, Kirk softened. The once fierce actor who battled studios and directors with iron will became a reflective elder statesman of Hollywood. After suffering a stroke in 1996 that left him nearly unable to speak, he fought to recover, learning to talk again, to act again, to live again. It was a humbling experience for a man who had once embodied strength itself. His family says it was during this time that he finally became the father they had always hoped for. Vulnerable, kind, and grateful. When Kirk Douglas passed away in 2020 at the remarkable age of 103, the world mourned a legend. But for his family, his death was not just the end of a life. It was the closing of a complicated, wanted, beautiful, and painful chapter. In their recent reflections, they've revealed that his greatest legacy wasn't his films or fame, it was his redemption. The truth they exposed wasn't meant to tarnish his name, but to show the world the man behind the myth, flawed, proud, but ultimately human. Kirk Douglas's story reminds us that even the brightest stars cast shadows. His journey from hardship to Hollywood, from ego to empathy, from fame to forgiveness, shows that the measure of a man isn't how perfect he was, but how he faced his imperfections. For years after his passing, the truth about Kirk Douglas doesn't diminish his greatness. It defines it.